So I don't know about you, but the backdrop is really cool, don't you think? The downtown Pittsburgh.
My first time, Tom, so I'm very excited to see it.
I think this is really cool. Rick Yelton, our special guest today for our podcast, the SPEC Mix Pro Series. And Rick, first of all, let me tell you, Rick is editor-at-large for World of Concrete. I've always wanted to say editor-at-large. That's a great title,
right.
You know. And he's an engineer. He's been involved in concrete and masonry for more than 4 decades. And you hear the train going on back there? You're going to hear all sorts of noises because we got one of the 3 rivers behind us. We got them getting set up for the actual event, the regional. We've got ourselves. Yeah, there you go. He's like, yeah, I hear you. Hey, how you doing? You're also an active member of ASTM. We know that because that's all technical specs and everything like that.
Right.
So welcome, Rick. It's good to have you here, man.
Well, it's great to be at a Bricklayer Regional. You know, this is the heart of what Mason's all about. The idea of a local business, honoring the local people that are participating. That's what's great about it.
But you know, I mean, we've known you for years through the World of Concrete, and you're on a whole bunch of committees and everything. And it's like you can't talk about the World of Concrete without Informa and Rick Yelton. How many years have you been doing that?
This is 30 years.
Wow.
30 years with World of Concrete. We've been, in a previous life, I was the editor of Masonry Construction Magazine, editor of Concrete Construction Magazine. So we've always been involved with both the technical side and also, more importantly, how contractors can succeed by knowing what the technical side could do for them, right?
Yeah.
So on.
If you don't mind, I'd love to go back even farther. I mean, I know looking at World of Concrete, we're seeing how much it's progressing, but go back a little bit. How did you even get into this business?
So I grew up in the industry. I worked for a large material company out of Chicago. Mm-hmm. So I actually worked on the quarries, a precast plant, and a block plant. So been out in the field all life. So then they wanted someone to be technical, to represent World of Concrete at all of the technical things, to be involved. So that's kind of how I got into it more like that. So,
I wonder, did you ever lay brick yourself?
No, only block, not brick.
Only block? Okay.
So,
all right. I mean, you never know because when the people grow up, you know, you get your hands in a little bit here, you get your hands in a little bit there.
Right. No.
So that's awesome, though.
Well, we've seen where the show is over the last few years. We've watched it grow. Really, where's it going? That might be the real question.
Well, I think let's start very basic. It's the largest annual construction trade show in the world. Mm-hmm. So, but it's very different than other trade shows because our primary audience are subcontractors, the contractors that actually do the work. Whether you're a mason contractor, a concrete contractor, or any of the affiliated crafts that fit in that little world, we are focused on that kind of contractor. Typically, they're family owned. Typically, they operate in a small region. Typically, they're always looking for that innovation that can give them a one-up either on developing the workforce, but more importantly, I always like to say everybody who comes to World of Concrete will create a product that's better looking, and we'll do it with a safer attitude, and we'll make more money than those who didn't come to World of Concrete.
You know what I like about the World of Concrete is not just the fact that it is, you know, the industry and you see everybody, but you have the tiniest tools to these huge machines. And it's like everything that you could possibly imagine is at the World of Concrete.
Yeah, but you're missing a very important point. All those small tools, all those medium machines, the vast majority of them have come from an innovation that a contractor went back and told the manufacturer their need. So when you look at the biggest innovations at our World of Concrete, they've come from the people in the field because their hands are on. You know, most of our attendees are 1 degree of separation from actually doing the work. You go to some other big shows, that doesn't happen that way.
How much has that grown over the years from where it started and where it is now? What was the attendance last year, for example?
Oh, right about 47,000 people.
That's a lot of people for a trade show, Will.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that place is it's massive, first of all, in Vegas, but, I mean, it's standing room only, honestly.
Yeah, but you're missing a key point.
Wait a minute, that's 2 key points.
All
right, I'm out of here. That's 2 key points.
The key point is that where we have a large area, we are very focused on each of the crafts. So our pavilions are focused for when someone comes to our show.
Right.
If you're a mason contractor, you will go to the masonry area. If you're a flat work contractor, you go to the flat work area. So we really want to make sure that our show is a culmination of a lot of small emphasis to go on. And that's why it's important for a mason contractor to go, because mason contractors are looking for ways to expand their business.
Right.
And you know, they're looking for that subtle thing. They're looking for maybe I should work on adherent masonry.
Yeah.
Maybe I should think about sending some up for flapjacking or something like that. So we provide that opportunity and vision for the contractors to come to our show.
You know, it's kind of interesting because, you know, Will and I, as we're out there for the SPEC Mixed Bricklayer 500, and we're hosting and co-hosting out there, and you see everybody. I mean, it's not just the mason contractors. You see the cross-section, a little bit of everybody from the world of concrete, taking a look at Masonry Madness. Talk about that event, Masonry Madness, and how it's become such a great event and a celebration at the World of Concrete.
Well, I was watching this up here. I remember the first one we did in Florida, and I think when we were approached to host it, the critical thing was we didn't want a race. We didn't want a strength challenge.
Right.
We wanted something that showed the pride of the hand of the mason into it. And then I think what shouldn't have surprised us, but did surprise us, was how it became a family affair.
Right.
And when I say family, I'm including the relationship the mason has with the owner, with some of their customers,
right,
with their families and with the extended family. And I think that's how we were able to be a part of growing the private off. And then I think the SPEC Mix attitude of getting the junior guys in, the apprentice competition, working with MCAA,
right,
the ability to do that really allows us to, I guess it really allows us to make sure that Friday there. So you say everybody's there.
Yeah.
That's because everyone's proud to be part of this industry.
They do, and you know it because we battled back and forth. We'll have families on one side, on the other side, rooting, and there's 10, 15, sometimes 20 people. And then Fred Campbell, how many did he bring one year with the bus?
It was 31, I believe, but that was split two different vehicles.
Yeah, I mean, they literally drove a bus from Tennessee to Las Vegas to witness him in the 500.
Yeah, better than that, even the regional competition, they actually took these seats out of the van and used them as their seats on the sideline.
Right.
So yes, you've given us an idea of why it's important for the contractors to get out there. Like you said, innovation alone. What they have done with estimating software, like you said, equipment, it's unbelievable. Other side of that, talked a little bit about building the family, and that includes the suppliers and vendors. We know why the contractors should go. Are you having to go out and are you having to recruit people to set up shop there as vendors, or are people coming to you? I mean, I know people have to be excited about the show.
Well, I think as in a business, if we attract the right attendee, then the exhibitors will come.
Right.
So let's focus primarily on the attendee, because we want to honor the attendee. We want to make sure they have a chance to grow their business. And I think what makes World of Concrete a little bit different is the fact that we really focus on education. We probably have almost 30% of all of our attendees pay to take a college-style class, and the classes are focused on what's happening now. So you think about it, when you think about innovation, it often takes 7 to 8 years for a product to come off the drawing board to be accepted in the building code.
Okay.
In those 7 or 8 years, where can we teach the industry to adapt that? It's at World of Concrete. So that's why our seminar program, our product focus programs, even the display booths that are outside the Mason competition area are showing what's happening now. That way the investment can happen quick.
Well, and I kind of liken it to when you were doing the demonstration last year, the XP400, and there's always an innovation to make it better, to get it to stick longer, to last longer. And then you go to Homan and Bernard, and they're talking about everything that's behind the wall, a new innovation to make things behind the wall just a little bit better. And not everybody's going to be out there laying block, laying brick. You have folks that are going to be project managers, architects, and things like that. So your education really is a big key.
Well, again, another point on that is that we have a large large part of our audience are design professionals.
Right.
And if you are a mason contractor and you've come to World of Concrete and you see a new product and you want to do it because it's going to help you be more efficient on the job site, you can say to the design professional who saw it at World of Concrete, hey, I want to be on the cutting edge and I want to make sure that your job comes in on time and under budget, and we all can make sure that we provide something the owner's happy with.
Yeah.
I don't know if he said it earlier without these words, but it is see a problem, solve a problem. I mean, that sounds exactly like what World of Concrete's all about.
I believe Big Weld said that, if I'm not mistaken, in Robots. Right?
Yeah.
See a problem, fix a problem.
Well,
which is,
I guess there's no surprise that some of our most popular courses are on repair. But you know what? Another aspect of that is that our education program provides our attendees to become certified in terms of techniques, applications, and things like that. So when you come and take the certification classes, you are going to not have that problem, because you've already been taught to see it and you've been taught how to do it aggressively. And we give credit to MCAA because they often have a lot of leadership forum, things like that. And I think when we think about job site problems, we keep talking about products, but the contractors are facing such management problems right now with everything going on. So a large percentage of our education focuses on how to be a better supervisor, how to recruit, how to improve yourself as a leadership. So it's a wide range of things, and we offer, when you're in a classroom, you're going to have a chance to mentor and meet people from around the country and be able to learn from them as well. So it's a much broader aspect to it all.
You had mentioned the MCAA, and you talked about the junior bricklayer, the junior block layer. They have the skills apprentice first, second, third year out there at Masonry Madness to kick it off. And it's so important for a lot of those kids, to just start there, but, walk the floors of the World of Concrete. What interests you? Oh, I like that. That's kind of interesting. Maybe I could take a class just to see what it's all about. But it's great for the kids to be there to experience what could be their future.
I think it's just important for their parents who are with them to see it as well, because the opportunities in the masonry and concrete industries are so broad right now. When you look at the introduction of different types of technologies, people are going to, the jobs are going to change and be less labor intensive. So I think it's more important that it gives the family support. They say, I want my niece, nephew, son, or daughter to be part of this industry, because it's not a hog carrier world anymore.
We lost an icon, a great man earlier this year, Brian Carney, from SPEC Mix. And I know that you are a part of doing something very special this year at the World of Concrete in 2026. Talk a little bit about what's going to happen and what you guys have come up with, because it's very special.
Well, when Brian and Nick and I and a couple others started the Bricklayer at discussions with World of Concrete, how many years ago? The key was pride. And over the years, the people want to tell a story. So this year, World of Concrete is starting, and I don't want to say it's a competition, but it's really an opportunity for the participants who are in any of the events of the Masonry Madness to submit a 3-minute self-film podcast talking about what they see the pride of the industry is. And
it's a great idea.
And we will have a cash prize for the winners that are selected. What could they talk about? They could talk about perhaps a vocational instructor that really gave them got them out of bed on time to get to work. It could be a grandfather who they've always respected, and he's got the golden trowel, he's got the golden pen.
There you go.
It could be that. It could be the vision of where they have. So, and then I think also by listening to the people say what they want about the pride industry. So we will send an email out to all of the contestants and give them an opportunity to do it. I think it's going to be great, and it will go back and honor what Brian reminded us this whole thing is all about. It's pride. It's pride. It's the fact of why do why do they make their pails ready to go to work the night before? Why are they, what they've missed something that is the pride of them. Masons have an opportunity that many of our attendees don't get, because they can put their son, daughter, niece, or nephew in a pickup truck and drive by the structure they see, because their work's on the outside.
Yeah.
And so I
That's
think,
cool.
and I think that we want to kind of bring that pride up with it also. Yeah. So for the contestants, we will have a little opportunity to talk about it. SPEC Mix has been kind enough to say they will put our winners on the board during the competition, so they get a little bit there. And I think that the opportunity would be it's really for us to show the pride that comes to the event.
We love having you out here in the world of concrete, and just can't wait to see what's going to be new this year. And
we're working with SPEC Mix in a good way. I think on this podcast SPEC Mix is going to have a QR code that will give a special rate for attending World of Concrete.
That is correct.
And so we urge people to do that. I urge people also to look at the education program. Our classes fill up very early, and again, think about who you want to bring. Workforce development is bringing that secondary foreman and getting him or her some education as well.
True. He read my notes. Don't forget. It says right here. Don't forget to mention the QR code, and Rick threw it in there. So that's why we brought you here, because you remember all the stuff we forget, man.
Well.
So listen. Thanks again. We will see you in Las Vegas. Can't wait. And you're going to be out here tomorrow watching them play some brick, aren't you?
Yep.
All right. I like it. Okay. Hey,
thanks.
What do you say we bring another guest in here or something?
Sounds great.
I don't know. Before that, I need to eat some of this good Pittsburgh food. That's what I need.
All right.